Greetings, Starseeds, Lightworkers. This is Ava here, and today we have another question from a viewer named Andrea, and she wants to know about all things Pleiadian, and we are going to go into this topic even deeper, asking questions about their origin, what happens on their planet, what dimension they are, and we've done a video on this similarly, but I just know that she always has more to share, so I'm going to read Andrea's question here so we can kind of get into the nitty-gritty of what we're really wanting. DiYeena, and those of you who are new here, welcome. DiYeena is a Pleiadian that I channel through me, and we're going to ask her this question today. So she says she always has lots of questions for DiYeena, and she always wants to educate and help us, but next time can she tell us more about her and what is going on her planet and who else they talk to in the universe, any secrets or surprises they have, how long they live, how the day looks there, what kind of systems they have, love, intimacy. Very interested in it all. Thank you. So we're going to just go ahead and dive right in, see what DiYeena has to say. So I'm going to go out. I'll put you in touch with the Pleiadians. Here we go. This is DiYeena of the Pleiadian family, and we are here, and we love to say to bring the love. And so this is really, we are so similar. We are so similar, and this is the point that we really like to make, because it is like, you ask, what is like in your country, you see, what kind of foods do you like to eat, and what kind of, what is it like to be in a relationship there, what is that, how do each other treat each other, you see, and what is it like in all these kind of ways, you see, it is very similar. Actually, you see, as we have mentioned before, we are a collective, you see, and so DiYeena in particular is a little bit different than the collective itself. It is simply the name of the consciousness. It's a consciousness that is multidimensional, coming from so many dimensionals and even universes, you see. It is bringing in a frequency of consciousness from so many fractals of consciousness and communication to really distill into what is appropriate for right now on Earth in order to help with the ascension process, you see. So we have so many beings, so many that are here, like we say in other videos, eating the popcorn on the sidelines, you see, giving all the love, you see, in the ways that we can, you see. So we have there are, some of you know the history of the Pleiades. You can look it up. It's not that complicated. You see, we have planets and we have stars, just like you have here. And we have one similar to Earth, actually, called Ara, you see, which was some of the beings that are present here are able to communicate, you see, more from like what you would call like sixth dimension is really the planet, you see, and what they're operating from. And in that world, you see, we have similar frequencies, you see, it is very much similar in size and in the energetics, you see. And what is different is the expansion of the multidimensionality reality. So our DNAs are activated in different ways that you are just now waking up to, you see. So this is one of the main points, is we are helping to activate through light language and through the sounds and through the earth, all the ways that we can activate the dormant DNA in the human form, so that you can begin to operate from these places that are very natural and easy for the Pleiades, you see, for example, you see. And this is only one aspect, you see. This is not like we are just coming to you straight from Era and nowhere else, you see. This is fallacy. This is fallacy from most communications that are coming to the earth at this time in history, through channels, through books, through anyone who is saying they are in touch with the extraterrestrial energetics or multidimensional beings of any consciousness, you see, or source itself, whatever they're saying they are channeling or bringing in. Most of the time, you have to consider that these are not what you would consider pure frequencies, meaning only from one strand of consciousness. You see, very rarely is that the case. You see, it is usually that these are groups of beings that are coming through with a specific flavor of healing for the consciousness of the planet right now, you see. So we are bringing in a specific frequency. What do? We bring the love, you see. We're helping humans remember to operate from the heart and to reconnect with the heartbeat of the earth, you see, and to help the star seeds remember how important they are in the placement of their body on her body. meaning the earth, your feet to the earth, and where you are choosing to be in resonance with her on the planet, and how you are choosing to be in communication with the other star seeds on your planet, you see. These are the key pieces, you see. And so you can say, we have cycles similar to here, you see, but it is not quite as dramatic as you would say in some places that you have on the earth. This is one of the specialties of the earth. You see, you have much drama in many areas, what you would also call polarities, opportunities for multitudes of experience, you see. When you go to the higher dimensions, you could say it's a little more boring. You could say it's more boring, but it is really, it is simply coming from more of the pure frequency of the love, so that it's not actually boring at all. We're just joking, obviously. You see, but what we're saying is that there is a less of the polarity, less of the extremes. It is more of a consistent frequency, and so it is more of a consistent experience, you see. So we're operating for more the light and the love, obviously, and then so in that we have found the ways to operate more in the harmonic resonance with creation, the original blueprint of creation. So things that seem so complicated on your earth are not even in our reality in the same way, especially when it comes to your technologies and such like this, you see, which a lot of it has been hidden from you, but this is beside the point, you see. And so we're really here to tell you that it is very similar in enough ways to where this is not the focus, you see. This is not where to put the energy, you see. This is not where to put the energy. This is where to put the energy is, why are you here? Why are you here? You see, many of you who are tuning in, you see, you are the star seeds and you are the light workers, you see, and so you are here to commune with each other and to grow this community and to actually be in communication with each other on the different points of the earth, you see, as like a grid, almost like creating sacred geometrical patterning on her planet with your bodies of light, of star seeds. And so you are activating earth in these places, you see. We are really getting off topic. This has nothing to do with Pleiades at all. This is all about your mission, you see. Maybe we just re-topic it and say, Andrea, this is really what you're asking, we say. Because she did say the surprises, you see. We did hear that line. Maybe we're taking it a little too far, you see. A little too far when you give us a little bit of the, what you say, give them an inch, they take a mile. Something like this, you see, we like to do. So we say, what else you want to know about the Pleiades? You want to know about the love. You see, we come from the love, you see. So it is, again, less polarity, more in the unity, so that it shows up in all the ways. So the way that we relate with one another is less in the polarization, where you have less of the extremities of the masculine and the feminine even, you see. So it is all these different ways that it looks, but it is all from the love, you see. And there are still dimensionalities. So going back to even this collective, you see, sixth dimension is about the what you would call the most dense of the collective of consciousness, you see, going up. Really, we're really taking it to the extremity of where it makes sense to count, you see. And that is what we like to say, you see. So DiYeena as a consciousness, we are really carrying through so many dimensions. We like to say about 44 is where we like to stop, you see. Why do we say this? Because this is really where there is not enough of a you to really continue on. It doesn't make any sense dimensionality wise, you see. So, but many of the consciousness of the others in the collective have more of a soul, you see, and more of a journey of a singular fractal. And you could say that we are in working at 9, 10, 11, you see, and a little bit 12, you see, in this realm. So 6 more in the era of ones who have been incarnated on era in the past, you see. So this is really what we're working with, is people that have been in the 6 from that perspective and now are serving in a higher frequency to bring in the higher dimensionalities of consciousness. So you could say that we are working in the dimensions of 9 through 44. Isn't that fascinating, you see? You probably never even heard of that many dimensions before, of anybody bothering to talk about it, because you usually stop around the 12 or the 13 and you correlate it to the DNA, you see. But what they are saying is that there are many levels of subtlety, you see. That it is, again, it's like at some point you're like, why are we even counting anymore, you see? And this is the point. This is the point, you see. Because again, it is really, you get into the merging of the one where there is no you see. Isn't that beautiful? But just to give you a little bit of a flavor of what we are working with here, because it is not just one, what you would consider a soul. It is a consciousness. It is an expansion of awareness that includes as much of the awareness of what you would consider levels of duality as possible, you see. So we bring it in for you, and we do our best to distill it into English. Is this language that this forum knows? So we do our best with it, you see, and we find the ways to bring in the jokes and the laughter and the fun, because this is really important, you see. So you see, this is really the way, you see. So you can go around and you can ask different consciousnesses who are in the sixth dimension, who are on these planets, what it's like the day to day. You see, this is not really, we are not really operating from that level, you see. At this point, you see, our role is really here to hold and to guide around the planet, and to surround you all with the love and the light, and to remind you why you're all here. To remind you, because you are really here to anchor in light point on the planet. This is really your mission, you see, and it is very important. We're going into the detail more and more throughout this process, you see. So get this in your brains about the importance of this, and the importance of communities, you see, as you grow within this, you see. So we'll leave it at that for now. We will say that if we do not satisfy the cravings of the knowing of all of the different levels of Pleiadians in particular, you see, you have to remember that we are not all Pleiadian only. You see, we come from all the stars, and all the galaxies, and all the levels of consciousness, and all the universes. You see, so it is much more broad than that. You cannot just limit it to, what is it like on this little dot right there? It says, oh, that feels like a lot of energy to go into that level of a specificity, when it is not really why this particular collective is here, is to give the intellectual information to contain in the box. We're really here to break open the box completely and remind you about the heart, you see, and get you to actually be living from the heart. So if we can get this right, even for a moment or two in your day, we are feeling like a success, you see. So feeling into your heart more and more every day, and not having to get it all in the mind, is really the whole point here, you see. So with that, we are going to say, we bring all the love, and we love you all very much. And we bless you all so very much. And thank you, because we have to know, we always like to do this, right? When you think we are going to go, we just throw in one little more, like a gem, you see. That you are all right where you need to be. As much as you feel like maybe some days you just do not know what is going on anywhere, or what is happening, or why you are even here anymore, you hold the faith, you see, even when you have nothing else to hold on to, because these are the days when you remember there is something happening. And it is happening. You have such a small little perspective from one little person, you see. But just trust in everyone is really waking up right now. All these star seeds are coming from everywhere right now on the planet. And it is really making a big difference. It is really working, you see. We're all beginning to really change the tide. We are changing it together. So remember that, and have faith in that process is happening. So very good. We love you all dearly, and blessings. I trust that this message was exactly what you needed to hear today. And if you liked it, go ahead and share this with your friends. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we look forward to seeing you next time. And if you have any questions for DiYeena, feel free to head over to DiYeena.com or send a comment below, and we'll try to get your question answered by DiYeena. To see you next time.